So there's no Alex Nicol or AKA Think Bad Monkey, so we're going to open it up a bit differently. We're going to open it up better.
Less fagginess.
Yeah.
Less doucheness.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm Conrad Window, one of your hosts, AKA Ramanam Nam. Don't ask me what a Ramanam is. To my left is Alex Pillick, or Alec Ward. Hello, Alec.
AKA Alex Pillick. Yeah. I go by anything. You can call me whatever you want. It's fine.
How you doing, man?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
This seems a lot more polite and formal than the usual.
Dick face. This is Alex Pillick.
There's less tone going up and down,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Yeah. And to my right, of course, is Stephen Riley. You heard his voice.
Hello.
Mr. Cadius.
Mr. Cadius, hello.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, good, thank you much. Yeah, all good. And you?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I'm very well. Yeah.
Excellent.
We're all good.
What podcast are we up to now?
This is episode 19.
Episode 19.
And
Almost
I have
up
on
to-
the sheets the one about midget porn. So
yeah.
that's the...
Well, that was
We
quick.
can tell we've been in how long and we've already managed to get the midget ball.
Bam!
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Less than a
so
minute.
shall we start off with the games that we've played this week?
As always, yeah.
Yeah, so who'd like to start then?
I'm going to take a slight backseat because some of the stuff that I know.
Yeah, you mentioned yours at the end.
Yeah, I will. So.
Nobody cares about Steve.
Yeah.
What's Steven
Idiots.
playing? Probably Tetris.
Probably, yeah.
Nobody plays Tetris anymore, Steve. God.
When in an arcade, played it. But anyway.
I don't think Tetris is an arcade.
Fuck you.
And the first swear. Comrade, you go.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay, so
John's
I'll
been
start.
playing the most interesting games.
Yeah, Worms.
Sweet.
So, so I'll start off with Watch Dogs then.
Mainly because we've been waiting to hear your thoughts for
Exactly.
ages now, and it's been
We
delayed.
had a statement from you in the
Yeah,
previous podcast
I
or the
believe we did.
podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And
It's-
my thoughts changed absolutely zero about it.
Which is quite funny because it's been delayed, and Watch Dogs, you know, how coincidental that.
No.
Your delay on here has been delayed. And
If it's alright for Ubisoft to delay, it's alright for fucking Conrad Window.
I think we hold ourselves to higher standards than Ubisoft.
We don't just churn out this shit. I mean.
This isn't delayed.
Not at all. Anyway.
So yeah, Watch Dogs. I'm not really actually that much of a fan of it, to be honest. I've been very disappointed with how it's gone. Just there is absolutely no desire in my body to pick it back up at the moment.
Not the first person. Other stuff that I'm reading, other critiques, and I'm
Yeah.
much in the same boat.
Do you know what? I looked at Metacritic, I believe, just because I wanted to see what the general consensus is. Reviewers are giving it 70, 80. I think the Metacritic score for it is 85, and then user score is like 46. And I think that truly shows what it might be hyped up beyond belief by the media, but I'm disappointed. It's pretty shocking.
I always said from the beginning that I wasn't looking forward to it, and I didn't think it was going to be very good. But yeah,
The problem with having a game like that and having it so much hype and then
it'd be
pushing
delayed,
delayed on top
and then
of
even
that.
more hype.
Yeah, and then delaying it because you're improving it and you're making it better, and then to come out, it's just a bit difficult. But they're in a bit of a difficult situation because of them having the hype, because of it being delayed. It then got so much hype that it kind of backfired on them.
It did.
And it might have been.
Not in terms of sales. I mean, sales
It
are
was,
brilliant, but
it was still good, the fact that it was delayed, because imagine if it hadn't been delayed and they released a game that was bad, or even worse than what it would be now. So do you know what I mean? It's been a bit of a catch-22 for them. They release it early and release a shit game, or release a game that's later, but it's better than what it would have been. So
it's kind of got swept up in all of the E3
it has.
hype as well.
It's
Everybody
very
seems
lucky,
to have
actually.
forgotten about it.
It's actually very lucky, because I think if it had been earlier on, not in terms of if it had been released at a different time and it didn't have E3 straight after it, I think a lot of people would still be pretty pissed off.
Yeah, they would have realised how crap it was.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to some of the games from E3, which we're going to talk a lot about today.
Yeah.
Now, this is the E3 special agenda, actually. It's not about what I've mentioned previously. So another game I've been playing is Worms Battlegrounds. It's actually quite cool. It's nothing, it's not revolutionary. It's nothing absolutely out of this world. But do you know what? It's great playing a game that I've played for in my childhood.
Is it 3D or is it 2D?
No,
like
it's still
classic
it's like Rayman.
Okay.
It's like 2.5D.
Yeah,
It's
they-
2D and it's a side scroller still, but it's like
they made a couple 3D worms which weren't as good.
Oh really?
Yeah, when you was like, it was like 3D. It was like
actually, I remember.
Very much Hogs of War-esque.
Yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah, probably the reason why they haven't stuck with it because it probably didn't do so well. But
That's
anyway, Wormside, thoughts? Good.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean,
No.
it's 20 quid, I think it is. So it's for 20 quid. I'd rather pay 20 quid. I'd rather pay 40 quid for Worms than pay 40 quid for fucking Watch Dogs.
Really?
That's how I feel.
Comparison of Worms to Watch Dogs. That is a comparison and a half.
Yeah, I mean, just wow.
Okay. That is wow.
So I mean, it's obviously Games with Gold has been on this month, June. We've got down that we've played Max and Halo. Have you played Halo?
I've been playing Halo, yeah.
Yeah, and
it's alright. I got to a bit where I gave it a proper go because the first sort
you're not a big
Halo
fan, are you?
I'm not a huge Halo fan. The first 5 minutes were pretty tough going. It wasn't hard. It was just mind-numbingly boring. And then I got past that, and then I continued playing the campaign. I've pretty much been playing it, waiting for it to get interesting. And it's not yet got interesting, and now it's just got really repetitive and frustrating because I'm stuck on a bit that I can't do. So I think I'm going to have to call it a day and say, Halo Spartan Assault, you're a bad game.
I must admit, I've been playing it, and my thought is it's just all the same.
It's not, Halo isn't a game for twin sticks.
It's just quite, it really is. Luckily Max has picked up, picked up the pieces because I'm really impressed with Max. It's only a few small things that piss me off about it, but
it is made by an indie developer though, so you can kind of understand that they're going to have one or two little bits.
Yeah,
it was originally designed as a 360 arcade game, I think, but then they
picked it up.
Then they pushed it, and they sort of stopped it, and they bought it for the one.
I mean, like the way it respawns you is pretty good. I mean, there's not really much loading time.
No, it's pretty instant. And you die a lot, which is helpful because if there was an annoying loading screen,
I mean, the only thing at times, like it expects you to do something to get to the next part, and it doesn't give you any hint at all of what you're supposed to do, and you're kind of just like, so fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty much just trial and error.
It is. But I mean, as we said, the loading screens means that it's not too much of an issue. So
these kind of games aren't too bad with the fact that you didn't pay for them at all. So for the moment, they're okay because they're free.
Halo is a bit.
Had you paid for it?
I did buy Max.
Oh, did you buy Max?
Yeah, I bought Max ages ago. I did a review and talked about it on here a while ago, and I loved it. So I was more than happy. I think I spent 15 quid. And I'm just happy that other people are going to have the opportunity to play it because there's some people that probably wouldn't have bought it, like yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things I'd probably come around to at some point, but as soon as they announced it for gold, I just thought, okay, I'll wait. Yeah. And I'm glad I downloaded it because I did honestly think about not downloading either of them because I'd heard really bad things about Halo, and I just kind of thought, fucking Games with Gold, I'll wait another month. But actually, I downloaded them both. Max came up good, Halo not so. But
that's a risk you take, really, with those sort of things.
I mean, it's all you've got to do is just remove it from your hard drive, haven't you? So it's no loss actually by just downloading it anyway.
Yeah, because I think there's been a few on PS4 which I played, and I actually can't even remember the one because it's so crap. But it came out, and I was just not impressed at all. I played it for about half an hour, and I just gave in. And it was one of the freebies as well, and it's going to annoy the heck out of me because.
Can't remember it.
I can't even remember the name. That's how bad it was. The fact that I played it for about half an hour and then I just left it.
Well, it kind of been that. Usually with the really bad games, you remember the names because you think to yourself, "Oh, this is so terrible."
I'm gonna moan about this.
And you moan about it to people, and the name gets. It's usually the ones that are just sort of nondescript, where you play it for half an hour, like you said, and you just can't get into it.
You're just like,
maybe one of them could be.
No, I thought instead of sorry to steal the reins of the comment. So as I wrote the agenda, I thought Steve has been playing the Destiny and Battlefield Hardline betas, but as we're going to do a whole section on E3, I thought instead we'd do 2 questions and then Steve can talk about what he's been playing.
Oh, cool.
Going to make him wait, like Christmas morning when your parents make you go for a brisk walk on the winter's morning before you open your presents.
Fair enough.
Steve's beta and alpha testing being our presents, and these 2 questions being the brisk walk.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, what cinematic game trailers most impressed you from E3?
What cinematic game trailers?
Not like gameplay trailers, like cinematic
actual
trailers.
Cinematics.
Yeah. So like when it's not, this is not actual game footage.
Yeah.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, you can hit up.
Okay, so the one that most impressed me, sorry if I steal it from somebody, was Dead Island 2.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was incredible. Last E3,
fun,
I think it was last E3 or the E3 before, whichever one it was, when they did the Dead Island backwards trailer.
The reverse it, yeah.
The reverse trailer, yeah, that was amazing. And then they've just blown out of the water with this one because it's got a really catchy song by Pigeon John, something like that, and it's called The Bomb, and it's just this guy strolling down California Broadwalk. Broadwalk?
Yeah,
is that right?
Broadwalk, maybe.
Broadwalk? Something.
Yeah. We know that.
Strolling down California, and the Boulevard. That's it, California Boulevard.
Yeah.
He's strolling down the boulevard, and there's like carnage going on behind him, but he doesn't care because he's listening to his song with his headphones in, and then he turns into a zombie.
Is that so? It's not reversed at all. They've not done that.
No, it's not reversed. No.
Standard trailer.
And I'm almost 100% sure, just going by the voice, that Jack Black is in this game. I'm not.
Oh, that's kind of.
I love Jack Black's voice.
I'm not
He does.
Black.
You know what?
No, I don't find
But
it funny.
he's not going to be in it. It's just
I
his
don't find
voice.
it funny. I find his voice.
Yeah, I just don't
The
find it
song.
funny.
I think he made Kung Fu Panda. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was my one.
For me, I would like to say it's a bit of an odd one for me because I don't really know much about the Uncharted series.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really, because I used to be an Xbox gamer and before that I was Nintendo, so I never really followed the Uncharted at all. But the new one, with Uncharted 4, Thief's something, isn't it? Thief's Treasure, looks actually pretty decent, I think, so far. The trailer for that was quite hidden, they didn't give a lot away, but at the same time it was enough to go like, oh wow, this is the new one, what's going to happen? So for me, it wasn't, I don't think it gave a lot away, but just the way it laid out was enough to think, oh wow.
Is that the one he wakes up on the beach?
Yeah.
Do you know what? That looked absolutely fantastic. I really don't give two shits about that series, I'll be honest, like you're saying. I just have no interest in it, but the trailer looked absolutely phenomenal.
As long as
his face muscles are wow. Just the level of detail. Just like when he's like blinking and he's like doing a long blink, you know, to like kind of like force his eyes to be awake. Just the face muscles.
Because actually, something was telling me that I'm sure that's not a gameplay trailer. I'm sure it's not, but it kind of almost tells me that could be as well. So I'm kind of doubting myself
quite excited for it. Is it a 2015?
It is, yeah.
Because I've noticed the majority of games that are coming out in 2015 are solely next gen, like Dead Island 2,
which is a good
next gen. Uncharted, I think, is next gen.
Uncharted is.
I'm quite surprised how soon
Overdrive is only next gen.
Uncharted is coming out, I think, on current gen as well.
Oh, is it?
I have to confirm, actually. I'm not too sure. That's why how little I know about it. I just, whenever I see it, I just think actually it's pretty.
Assassin's Creed Unity, I think, is only next gen.
Yeah, that's definitely it next gen because they're making another title.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised actually at how fast they've gone to just next gen because I thought a lot of games would stay with both for another year, and then I thought 2016 would be the year of.
I'd imagine there's quite a few series that we're doing it, like FIFA, COD, Battlefield.
With FIFA was on PS2.
I'm pretty sure FIFA's still on PS2, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's still on PS1.
So it's just still double check. Yeah, so it is only PlayStation 4. It's next gen only actually. Thief's End. So anyway,
But
yeah, so that was that. And what games were you unimpressed or uninterested by?
Up until I saw the trailer, I would have said Uncharted 4. Unimpressed by it. I just kind of I'm a bit gutted that Dying Light has been pushed back yet again because we played it a while ago and I kind of thought, oh yeah, that's the game I'd buy. Whereas now it's kind of taking the mick of it. It's
another one.
I think it's killed itself
Yeah.
before it's even been born.
See, I was going to go for Dying Light as the one that I was least impressed by.
I'm sorry.
But now that you've just stolen it, I'm going to change the question slightly and I'm going to say one that I wasn't fussed about before. And now that I've seen the E3 coverage, I'm completely psyched for is something that Den Honey Loops showed us was the Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
I think that looks absolutely incredible. That looks so amazing.
It's the same as the Division though, isn't it?
Yeah, the Division looks brilliant as well. But Siege especially for me.
Yeah.
Because I used to love the Rainbow Six series.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that sort of gameplay to be coming back.
Actually, I'm going to go back to the initial question of which games was I unimpressed by, what I'm interested in. It's going to be Little Big Planet.
Really? Is that 4 now?
It's 4. Little Big Planet, probably 3 or 4. That's how, because I never really followed the series, and so I don't really know too much about it. And then I saw the gameplay trailer on a live stream, and I was just watching it. And I was just watching it for the sake of thinking, okay, this is one of the supposed to be big titles coming into the next gen and to PlayStation, and I just couldn't get interested. I was just watching what it was about, and it just bored me. And I don't know why. So it's one of the games for me that it ticks a lot of people's boxes. A lot of people rave about, and they say, "Oh wow, just check out the detail of such and such," and it just I don't know, not for me.
It doesn't appeal to me either. Yet again, it's I know it seems to be because it's a PS4 exclusive, or PS exclusive. It's not. It's just a case of it just really doesn't interest me.
The thing that Alex, thinking about Monkey, he likes the Little Big Planet, I think, a little bit. But yeah,
it just
maybe we can talk about it more.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about if you've seen anything about it. Or
no, I like the look of the original Little Big Planet, but now with I mean, I've not seen much about the new one, so I'm not going to compare the two. But with Project Spark, I'd say that if the Little Big Planet, the new one, is similar to the last one on the PS3, I'd say that Project Spark is much more impressive for me. But then obviously I've not seen the new Little Big Planet, so it could be better, or it could be the same. I can't comment.
It's not something I was unimpressed by, just very quickly, but I'm uninterested in the Assassin's Creed series actually. I mean the clip of Unity, that first 20-second clip where it revealed it was French Revolution. Yeah, it looks good and it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not interested in the series anymore. Actually,
have you watched the co-op trailer that they did? It's like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Watch that, because that really changed my opinion.
Really?
Because I've been saying for, you know how long I've been saying that I can't stand the Assassin's Creed series at the moment. Although I have started playing the Black Flag one again.
Okay.
Just because I was bored.
Renewed vigour.
Yeah, I was bored and didn't have anything to do. And it's not bad. I mean, it's not
brilliant.
I wouldn't say that it's one of those games I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play it. And that literally the only thing that I like about it is the boats.
And that's what a lot of people have been saying to me. They're saying like, oh, Black Flag's not a bad game. The bit on the boats is brilliant. Yeah, but if that's just one,
if that's the only bit, then
then it's still obviously a mediocre game.
But the co-op looks like they've really mixed it up from how you usually play it.
Yeah. It's like more team-based, isn't it? You take out targets individually.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I might watch the same trailer, but which was weird for me though. I'm sure I think it was pretty pre-alpha video, wasn't it? Or something,
I think it was pre-alpha.
Pre-alpha, yeah, exactly. And there was a point where like a guy assassinated someone in the crowd, and someone in the crowd just looked at him and was like, and then carried on looking. I think normally in Assassin's Creed, like, when that happens, you think like everyone goes, and screams and runs off.
But then this is revolutionary France, and they were decapitating people in their heads on stage.
Bon anniversaire.
Bon anniversaire. Would you like a baguette with that? There's a couple bits in it that I thought to myself, looks like we've started talking about these 3 games already. And there's a bit in there that I thought to myself, there's 2 bits where it didn't look very realistic. There's one bit where there's guards at the front, and you have to assassinate 2 of the guards, and it inspires the crowd to charge through to the building. And there's a row of 4 or 5 guards at the front, all with muskets and bayonets. And then you walk through the guys with the muskets and bayonets. They don't even notice. They're just like, oh yeah, go on through, guy in the hood with the hidden blades. You kill the guys at the back that don't have any weapons. They might have like a little dagger or something. They're not doing anything. And then that sparks the crowd to go through. Now, in my head, if I saw somebody walk through and kill the people behind the line of the guys with the muskets and the swords that were keeping me back already, I'm not going to be like, oh, now's our chance. The guys at the back doing nothing are dead. If I was going to take out, I'd take the guys at the front. That was me personally. And then there's another bit where there's 2 guys down a hallway, and they've got swords. One has a big old sword and one has a musket. And you walk around the corner, and then the commentator says, oh no, those guys are going to spot you. Your friend better take them out. And then your friend runs around the corner, standing next to you. Yeah. And he just sprints down the corridor. Yeah. These guys are just standing there like, I saw that. What's going on? And then she just like takes them down. Just like, oh, epic takedown, bro. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Just standing there watching it happen.
I did remember seeing that, exactly, yeah. And it was a point where they were just, they were taking them out and point blank, and almost like the guards were seeing, but there was no reaction in it. It
was just a bit ridiculous.
It was quite poor. But then once again, pre-alpha, so you can't give it too much until the final. That was a few things I picked up as well, and I was like, that's a bit stupid. But I did like the fact that there was like, you can have 5,000 there's going to be 5,000 NPCs, I think, in like this house. It's like a fully functioning city, which is quite cool.
Especially as revolutionary France was quite an exciting time.
You wait until I talk about Shadow of Mordor. So
lots of
really? I
exciting
haven't
stuff.
seen too much about that. So.
You wait until I talk about Assassin's Creed: Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Just
while you say that,
Ubisoft will buy that out, and they'll be like,
they better not.
Ezio in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, his long-lost cousin
was
a hobbit. Or hobbit assassin.
Jesus Christ. While you're talking about number of NPCs, they've released the NHL crowd and they've the stadiums.
I saw that.
Wow, that looks good.
Yeah, some details in there.
Yeah, at last they're doing some epic work on stadiums and shit like that, and they look so much more.
I think they're doing quite a lot of games. I think FIFA's done that as well.
Yeah,
they're kind of bringing up this more feel the game, isn't it?
FIFA's quite funny because although they were working on the crowd, and the crowd are a lot more like individual, they still have like the little patches where 20 people look exactly the same going, no.
Yeah, and it's just
all wearing blank t-shirts.
Still ridiculous.
There's one guy that I've always noticed who wears a green in FIFA 14 wears a green t-shirt with the Flash lightning bolt down it. Like, who is he supporting? Why is this guy here? He's like some fat guy who's bald and fat. I think it's Christmas time. I think it's time to open some presents.
Yeah, nice.
So, Steve, would you like to tell us about
Destiny?
I want to hear about Destiny.
Destiny, okay, cool. This is something that you'll like, I think.
Yeah.
You'll be a massive fan of Destiny, I think. Mainly because I'll start off saying I really like the alpha. I'm going to do a piece on it as well for the alpha soon.
A piece of what, Steve?
A piece for the website.
Oh, okay.
Give it a piece of it for the I'm Playing website.
What's that website, Steve?
The I'm Playing, the shameless advertisement of I'm Playing. No, Destiny was fantastic. It was really, really impressive. A lot of people were unsure because they landed you in a game where you don't have a clue what's going on, which is kind of a bit weird, but it doesn't take long for you to kind of get to grips with it fairly quickly. So there's no tutorial, there's no like anything like that. It's just like, by the way, here you go, here's the game. You're in an open battle environment.
Yeah. Do you reckon they're going to add a tutorial?
I think it'll be. I think it's just a case of they don't want to give too much of the early game away.
Yeah, exactly. But also the fact that it's alpha stage, but the amount that is in there is incredible, and the way it's just designed, the game stuff graphically is impressive. The fighting's good. I mean, we'll be Borderlands fans. Then you'll like it because it's very similar Borderlands-esque in the fact that you'll have your weapons. You can there'll be lots of varieties, different types. Also, when you're shooting, obviously it pings off the numbers. So
I heard you don't. It doesn't take too long to max out.
No. I think that might just be the sake of just getting you up there early.
They have said that they've made it easy to level to max level just because they want you to spend more time actually getting
exactly.
stuff.
It's basically like an MMO.
Yeah,
in a way.
But you don't actually play online with other people, do you?
You do, yeah. That's the thing.
I didn't think you did. I thought you didn't have people following you around.
No, the alpha that I played it's done really seamlessly well. So you will probably have must be loads of different servers. When you join it, there might be in the starting area where the battle is, there might be 5 other players. But then again, there's different areas that you can go to, and each will probably have a few players in it as well.
Is it free roam then, or is it?
This area was free roam, yeah. But it's done really clever because. For example, when you do the first mission, then you are in an open area where there's lots of other players, not loads, you're not crowded, but of course it's a matter of there's other mobs that you take out. If you're experienced, you can get weapons, that kind of stuff, like an MMO. But once you get to the mission itself, if you're on your own, it kind of phases into a dungeon.
Oh, right.
So basically, you could be with you can have one person right next to you, but once you go into the actual mission area, it kind of phases out, and then you're on your own. It's just done seamlessly. There's no loading screen. There's no nothing. It literally goes full, and that's it. You're on your own. Nice. And it's really. And obviously, if you're on a party, you stay in the party.
Oh, okay. So you can choose whether you do.
I think so. Yeah. So when you're it's so smooth how it does, and then you'll do the quest, and then you'll do the main mission where you're going through this bit on your own and so on. So, but apart from that, if you're outside the mission, then you're with other people, so you could be fighting like a group of enemies, and then other people can just be jumping in and out. Of course, and that's just like the starting. So you've got one main mission.
A lot like an MMO.
It's a bit like it's like an MMO, but first-person shooter. It's like Borderlands, but
is it FPS?
FPS, yeah, all FPS. Borderlands. It's really cool. They've done it really well, and I can't express how cool it was for an alpha footage. So you've got that, and then you've also they gave you one mission. 2 difficulties. But obviously the mission difficulties depend on how good your gear is.
Yeah.
So for example, if you get a new shotgun, obviously it's all damage orientated and all that.
Yeah.
So of course when you do the single straight away difficulty, it will say your gear's fine. But if you go to the next one, which is like brute, it will say that your shotgun is minus like 20%. So you need to get a 20% better weapon.
Does it do item levels?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's all items. You're going to have white guns. You'll have blue, green, purple for epic.
Oh,
then
like Borderlands.
Like Borderlands, exactly. So it's got the same point as that, but there's also like this, what's called the tower, which is like the home hub, where all the players are. Like, for example, you'd have Orgrimmar in WoW kind of thing. Well, it's a city where you'll have merchants who then have all items you buy. Every few hours it refreshes the items. You buy different stuff.
I might have to put this onto.
They're grinding activities.
There are grind. You can do quests. Yeah. So when you're in the main open area, you find beacons, and they just give you random quests. So you say like, "Oh, kill 10 enemies," or locate this area, and it's just done good. And on top of that, so you've got the main exploring area, which is fairly big in itself. You've then got the one mission, which is just to give you a taster, and then you've got multiplayer as well, which gives you I think about 2 maps, which is just like capture the area, which is really cool. The only thing that I could say was annoying about it is the fact that I've got to wait for the full game.
Really?
That's an annoying thing. More than annoying. And also,
September.
Yeah. The beta comes out next month, 17th.
Yeah, I think if you pre-order the game, you get beta access.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pre-order it tomorrow.
I will definitely give it a go. Like I said, you'll like it. I'm sure you might like it as well, potentially.
Yeah.
The only thing that was annoying is you get this thing that kind of helps you, or gives you like a guide kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure it's the dwarf that's in Game of Thrones. Is it Tyrion Lannister?
Yeah.
Or something like that. But it's
English.
It might be, yeah. But it just sounds. If it is him, I'm disappointed because it just sounds really boring.
Really?
The guy's voice is like, "Oh look, there are guys over there. You should kill them." And I'm just like, "You should be at least like enthusiastic." So I don't really know. That's the one bad thing, but I'm not sure. But apart from that, it's all pretty sweet. It's quite seamless. You get your own jet. So basically, when you, I think you can fly around the system. You can customize and buy your own jet.
Cool.
You've got your own like.
It sounds like GTA Online.
A little bit,
in a way.
Kind of, but not. So.
Like when GTA Online, in the way that you played it open world, but then if you wanted to go into a mission, you could go in on your own, or your friends would join.
Can jump in,
with you. Obviously, I'm playing isn't suggesting that you do this, but nothing stops you from pre-ordering the game, playing the beta, and then if you don't like it, cancelling the pre-order.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely what I'm going to do.
Yeah, but what I also think is really cool is
about doing that.
When you're in the open world as well, is that you can summon a vehicle, which is like, do you know, like in Star Wars, they had those little vehicles like single rider, and they go.
Oh yeah, the little scooter things.
Yeah, and basically you can get that, and you have one straight away in the beta, in the alpha, sorry, and it's just so seamless. Like for example, you just press the touchpad, hold down square, and boom, you're on it. So
it sounds like a game. It sounds like a game I really want to play with, like all of us.
Which
sucks because we got the split. It's
But even if it's not, man, like I was playing alpha by myself. Like I didn't need like that bunker and all that, and I was just happy playing because other people join in and you're playing that. And you've also got a notes, man. The D-pad is in the mode, so you can just press it and you're dancing, just like wow. And then you can wave at people and you can sit down
/E and then write something very offensive.
Well, so basically the second I complete a mission or that, like you can just dance.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're in multiplayer and you're taking a base, you can just dance. So you're dancing like that. When you're capturing a base, and then you get headshot. But that happens several times.
I mean, I think you could talk for absolutely hours about that.
Yes.
Let's go on to the next one.
Battlefield Hardline. I probably won't have as much to say, to be honest with you. I did like it. Once again, Battlefield. I love Battlefield anyway. I love it beyond COD.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of in a split mind about this game at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can turn me.
Oh well, things I've played the beta as well, which is pretty decent. Haven't got a hold of it after E3, which is quite a surprise. Which there's a trend doing at the moment with E3 where they're just releasing stuff there and then. But by the way, guys, it's available now. Sweet, cool. But yeah, after playing it, it seems more. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who says it's more like a DLC. It's more like a large DLC as opposed to a full game because like you've got it. Okay, yeah, it's pretty sweet, but I can't see myself shelling out a full game price for this because it seems like you've got missions, but it's just capture the suitcase of money and then run to an objective. Some of the stuff's cool. They've got some really cool physics, and they're obviously got cranes as you might see in the trailers, smashing buildings, taking it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not overly fussed by it at the moment.
I mean, it depends if it has a campaign. then I'd imagine it will be warranted as a full game. But I somehow feel like it might not, because it seems like it's been released really close to Battlefield 4. Considering Battlefield 4 only came out not even it was a year ago, last November. And then think about how long it had been since Battlefield 3 had come out. Until they released number 4.
So overall, like it was okay. It's Battlefield basically. Obviously, it's a lot more scaled down. The maps are much smaller. So therefore,
that's like the one thing that everyone was playing Battlefield 4. It seems.
Exactly. But the maps are smaller. Like for example, when you're taking a cash out of like this drop zone when you're playing Blood Money and stuff like that, you can get to the base and drop it off in like a minute. So it doesn't feel like you literally just run there, and that's it. So literally, it's a matter of teams going there, go whoop, 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 and the game could be over in like 10 minutes, which just isn't Battlefield. But it's a different take. I don't think it's more a new game. I think it's more like a DLC. So and basically, sorry.
I was just gonna say I'll probably end up getting it. So.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'll see how it goes. I think when I see more of it, but basically, just to give you an example, when the beta came out, I was playing it. But the second Destiny came out, I didn't give Battlefield a second glance. Not at all. Didn't even get a second. I was like, that's it. Boom.
They're very different games, though.
They are different, yeah.
Because that is the epitome of Battlefield for me. And I'll play it for a while, but as soon as a new game comes out,
that's the thing. But things I didn't feel like I had to go back to it, and I didn't feel like after I played a couple of days worth, I felt that had been enough. I couldn't do much more. I played it. There's only 2 maps really available. And that was enough. And there's 2 different game modes, and that was it really. I couldn't see myself getting further than what I had, because it was just like, well, it's Battlefield, I've got Battlefield 4, just slightly different egg on it. But hey,
I think we should start talking about a few of the games that inspired us at E3. Con, you haven't really said much, and you want to talk about Shadow and Mordor.
My God, did anyone watch I watched a 30-minute gameplay clip. Jesus Christ, that looks fantastic. I absolutely. I'm just wishing my life away to October, man.
Is that when it comes out, October?
Yeah, October the 7th, I want to say.
Because there was a lot of stuff that was going about at the moment comparing it to Assassin's Creed, wasn't it? It was very Assassin's Creed like when all even to like the actual movements and maneuverability.
Fair enough. I kind of understand that when it's like the way he
Eagle Vision.
he can climb up. Like one of the ways to get to the boss in it is he like climbs up one of the barricades. And fair enough, the way he climbs is kind of Assassin's Creedy, but then even with like Batman when you climb in, it's all the same sort of mechanic, because how many different ways are there to climb a fucking
you can't
wall,
you can't be different.
But absolutely the combat looks really good, like really flowing, and I mean she makes this couple of orcs' heads explode, and then they'll get stuff to upgrade the weapons, and then these weapons, it means when he goes into, for example, he shoots one of them with an arrow, and it means that he gets more ammo back and shit like that. And then one of them was, if they explode the head of an orc, then he gets fire arrows. And it absolutely does look quality. It really does. But what I love about it is that there's no set end boss, there's no set bosses in it. It's just there'll be randomly generated orcs in it, and how you go against them depends on so if you die against one, it's not okay, I'll replay that mission, and then he levels up.
He can level. That's what I thought. Yeah,
he levels up. Yeah. He can become then like the next step up in the chain of command, and then from there he can become one of the the end boss. And if you set him alight and then you die, for example, then the next time you see him, he'll be burned, or he'll have a fear of fire. And I just think that's next gen to me, because that's like, okay, that's how the real world would act, like
intelligent enemies.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is good. So.
It's advanced because they're changing to what's happened to them, and
well, that's the thing. Usually, when you do boss fights and enemy fights, you can guess a pattern to the best way to attack him, so you'll know.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to do a wide swing, a big swing, a downward blow, and then you let him do that, and then you get him flurry attack, let him do his attack. Yeah. I do like the sounds of a game that seems more intelligent.
But my one comment was that one part she showed, like it's a woman playing through it. But what happens is she overtakes, pretty much she's got to the point where there's 5 war chiefs that she's got to brand. and she's mind controlled one of them, and she sent him with some of his forces to go and start a fight against one of the others. And she's like watching as these two groups of orcs start fighting each other. She then jumps down as Talion, and at this point, the only person who's under her control is the war chief. So all those orcs are just fighting the other orcs because of the war chief, which is understandable. I've got no problem with that. But as soon as that woman, as soon as Talion jumps down and starts fighting the other group to help out the war chief she's got under control, the orcs don't think, hang on a second, why is... Oh, yeah. But that's what I don't like. Just because those orcs haven't been branded.
Yeah.
Whereas, surely if they were branded, then I'd understand, because it would be just like, go, go, go. Whereas...
It's intelligent but dumb as well sometimes.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think that's the point of... when it's the first attempt at it, I think it'll be something that comes after a couple of games.
Shadow Mordor 2.
Yeah, or even just, I'm
Shadow
sure
Mordor Brotherhood.
Unity.
Yeah.
I'm sure another game will start doing
Set during the Hobbit's Revolution.
Yeah, it's a game I'd buy. Alec, then, what about any game from...
I kind of want to mention Siege, but we already talked about Siege. It does look absolutely incredible. Crackdown was another cinematic trailer that I was very impressed by. Yeah. And I loved the first Crackdown, but I wasn't too fussed by the second. I thought the second was a bit crap.
The second was free for a while on Xbox, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just never got around to downloading it.
No, that wasn't worth it download.
I downloaded it and actually couldn't get into it.
I did play it, but not for long, and all of the reviews were a bit meh.
Yeah.
So, but the new Crackdown hasn't been named Crackdown 3. No. So we'll see how it goes. But it looks more like the first Crackdown, just from the cinematic trailer. Obviously, you can't see.
Yeah.
But that looks amazing. But I'm really looking forward to Rainbow Six Siege. The Division, which is, I think it's going to be an MMO RPG in a similar vein to Destiny.
Well, I think that might be a bit of a trend. I think that's another thing that's coming.
Yeah, I hope it is. Consoles definitely need more MMORPGs.
Yeah, or
MMOs. At least.
When's the Division due out?
The Division is 2015. I think
is it?
Siege is either 2015 or 2016.
Oh,
Siege might be 2015.
Oh, really?
Right, crikey.
And Sunset Overdrive looks incredible.
That I tell you what, I wrote something on that earlier, a couple of days ago, and that's the game I'm looking forward to. That just looks funny. It just looks like a game where you can have fun whilst playing it, and it doesn't look like it's going to take itself too seriously. But the death scenes look just.
Death scenes look hilarious. I mean, it really does depend on how many there are, but as long as there's at least like 20, maybe.
I think it needs 20 to really.
Otherwise, it's just repetitive.
Well, this is the thing, especially if you end up getting it is 2015. Sorry for the Division. If you end up getting the same free, for example, then you'll just end up being like, well, that's
made it a bit null and void. You might as well just have a normal death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd like to see how fast that is at respawning you in the same vein to Max, or whether it'll take longer like Wolfenstein and Watch Dogs.
Has anyone seen or heard about No Man's Sky?
I have watched it.
Yeah, you can't get away from it, can you?
It looks pretty cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's PS4 first, and I think it's coming to other consoles later.
I'm not sure if it's PS4. I think it's the same time. I think it's just PS4 gets like an extra hour or something.
Oh, really?
Like Watch Dogs. You can have Watch Dogs extra hour, by the way. Keep it.
Yeah, no, I did see actually. That was quite cool because it's like this open, once again, open world. You can just fly in between.
It's an open universe.
Open universe, but apparently that is like everyone's technically in the same universe, which is where you come across each other. Is what I heard.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear about that. I didn't know it was an RPG. I just thought it was an open world exploration game.
Because apparently I saw the interview. I think it was on IGN with the creator there, and
sorry, just to butt in very quickly. The image for No Man's Sky, that's just Destiny.
It is a little bit, isn't it?
It's not a little bit. That is absolutely Destiny.
I was saying, well, at the moment it's been published for PS4 only. At the moment, the rest of them it's not been declared. So it's a PS4 element. I'm not sure if it's going to be an exclusive, but it comes out first on PS4.
I'm pretty sure from what I heard it was PS4 first, and then
oh right, okay, and then it comes out later.
The other ones.
Yeah,
but who knows?
But no, it looks really cool because it's like this futuristic game where you can kind of come in and out, and there's this ecosystem going involved and stuff.
I think the only thing about it is if it is MMORPG or MMO or whatever, like you were saying, then yeah, that's cool. But I think if it's just single player, I'd imagine you get quite bored quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because it seems like there's no particular point to the game. I think it's just exploration and looking around and seeing all the cool animals. But after a few days playing it, I'm probably going to think to myself, what am I doing? What's the point?
I think like there was about, when I was watching the interview, there's three main kind of approaches. You can be the explorer, you can go around basically, because you start on the outside of the universe, and you have to work your way in, or you can go whichever way you want. You can be the merchant, so you can go around collecting stuff and selling it kind of thing, or you can be like this pirate warrior, whatever, where you can just like try and destroy as much as you want and kill whatever you see, basically.
That sounds like me.
Which is so you got that, and then I think what they do say is that you can, I think, approach other people, but the likelihood is quite slim because you're starting off in different areas.
Because it's so big.
Yeah, but the game is so big, so you can probably come across people, but how it's going to be, like, I think the approach as well is that the guys who created the studio were saying that they don't want it to be an MMO. It's far from it, kind of thing, but it has MMO elements.
I think it really needs to wait and see before more comes out. You know, I think just keep going.
There's so much stuff to go through. There's so much content.
Yeah, there's so much content.
There's so much fun so much real activities.
Seeing as we didn't do one last week, I mean, it's
I was going to say,
the listeners get to listen to
our ranting.
Exactly. So,
bullshit.
I like to
Evolve.
I was going to say that you kind of predicted me.
Evolve looks terrible. Let's move on.
It looks like the biggest pile of shit ever. So no one ever.
I don't think anyone's ever heard of Evolve, Steve.
Ever.
I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it cancelled? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they announced that Evolve was cancelled at E3, and instead they're making Left 4 Dead 3, and it's
Left 4 Dead
Xbox
4
One only.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Left 4 Dead 4.
Yeah.
Let's just skip 3.
Yeah.
Evolve was Left 4 Dead 3, and they cancelled it, so it's Left 4 Dead 4.
Been all serious. All seriousness, Evolve does look pretty sweet. It's another going to be one of them games that I would like us all to play. That I'd imagine if we had 4 of us playing it, it would be unreal. It would be Left 4 Dead plus 1. I'd say.
Can you just imagine us 4 and we're not the monster?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be so much fun.
Or because I watched a video.
Saying that, it was always quite fun when we played online and someone ended up being the tank. Because you'd always be like,
And if you've ever seen the video of like the new one, which is like the Kraken that can fly and throw electricity.
It's more like
if I was. Yeah, exactly. Completely, yeah. And if I was that character, and for example you was the hunters, like I would just see myself just like smirking like a fucking madman, going, and then throwing a bolt of lightning and just like flying away.
It would be brilliant. I'd love to play with you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, all of us.
May that day come.
That's alright. Well, Steve and Nips, they've just got that. We've got tons of other people.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
can get Mitch and tons of
definitely.
Freestyle Mitch and Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah,
definitely. Other people, yeah.
But no, I think graphically it looks sweet, man. Like graphically it looks really cool. The gameplay itself's really sweet.
It does.
So it's going to be, like I said, it'll be quite cool online. Playing, I think, with strangers would be a difficult thing to get on with. But
I think with playing with strangers probably would be kind of boring.
Unless you're the monster, in which case it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would like to play it on the Jack.
No,
definitely not a single player game.
No way. But it does look really cool, and I am absolutely hyped for it. It's just I just need more people.
You're absolutely hyped for it, Steve. Alright, should we talk about Rainbow Six Siege a bit more?
Yeah, go on.
Because I'm so
you're busting, aren't you? You're kind of like shit.
Just like Rainbow Six Siege.
I must talk about it.
It's I mean, just everything about it looked incredible. The destructible environments they were shooting through walls, which finally, why do developers not think to themselves, oh yeah, you should be able to shoot through walls? Yeah. Because in most cases, especially in America, walls are made of wood and plasterboard. So like in the UK, it'd be a lot harder because it's like 17 inches of brick, so you wouldn't get a shot through there. But
Battlefield's doing it. That's pretty cool. But no, we won't touch that.
Exactly. There's no need.
Yeah, it's not like everyone loves it or anything. Yeah. Destructible physics.
Yeah. So and like the scenes, the video that I watched was amazing when they were just like they set up one sniper. Basically, Siege is you have 2 teams. One team is the Spec Ops kind of group, the Rainbow Six, and the other team are the baddies, the hostage takers.
Yeah.
And one team has to sort of hold out at a house or wherever the hostage is and defend it properly, and then the other team has to breach the place and get the hostage out in a certain amount of time. Each team has the same amount of players, and then it's all about I think it's 5 on each team, 5v5 I think, 5-a-side, yeah. And then you have to, so you basically start off in a from the video you start off in a helicopter, and then you get a map of the building, and then you have to decide which is the best way to go in. So they could have gone in through the garage or through the front door.
Yeah.
They chose to go in through the roof, rappel down through the roof,
Cool.
blow out the walls, blow out the windows, and they've got like big C4 pressure pans that blows just gaping holes in places. And I think the best thing that I saw, the tactics wise, was they wanted to get into a room, and it's on the ground floor. So 2 guys stood at the main door and put a C4 breach on the main door. Then 2 guys went into the room above. 1 guy went into the room above and then put C4 breach
on
the roof. Yeah, they smashed through the roof first, started shooting down. As he was shooting down, smashed through the front door, started shooting across.
My own problem with this, I mean, don't get me wrong, this is the thing. If you end up with like little kids on your team and they just run around, then I'm going to be pissed off, you know. That's another a thing where I prefer to be playing with my mates. Not necessarily just my mates. I'd willingly cooperate with people. But if you get the sort of people who are just, as I've just said, little kids who just run around or whatever, then it's going to be annoying.
It'll be tough. But then again, that's going to be another game where it's all going to be a game where if you've got 2 teams and one team is a squad and one team is randoms, that squad is going to win every single time, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's going to be one of them. Exactly, yeah, because they're just going to talk us and say, right, well, let's do this, and that generally is the consensus for most games anyway, because a lot of them it comes to this, but that even more so than probably most.
It's mostly games where there's few numbers, like Battlefield. I'd say sometimes it's quite unbalanced, but usually it's pretty even.
Crack squad.
Yeah, whereas games like COD where it's 6 or whatever aside, the likelihood is most people are going to know each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, still I think it looks amazing and I can't wait for that one.
Cool. Anything else? Because I've kind of covered a couple that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, Destiny, Battlefield, and Evolve, really.
Shadow of Mordor and Sunset Overdrive for me. I really am. Those 2 I'm looking forward to.
Dragon Age Inquisition, I'm really looking forward to. That
looks good.
The gameplay was quite cool actually. It seemed quite seamless as well when they kind of went between all the different players, and there was like attacking the leg of the dragon, wasn't there? And then like and it literally was like on the switch. So almost like it seemed really quick actually, quite fast paced. Instead of it being like when I played Dragon Age, I saw it was quite clunky. Yeah, it wasn't quite ready for console because like when you'd set people's attack patterns, and then you kind of say, right, I'm going to attack this, and switch to another person, and go, right, I'm going to attack that, and it just seemed really quiet.
Dragon Age Origins was very clunky, but Dragon Age 2 wasn't clunky at all, but then it was crap. They just messed up too much, so hopefully Inquisition is going to be like a nice blend of the 2.
I think they'll learn from it, I think. So.
I hope. But yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition.
I didn't see Wolverblade. How's
Wolverblade? I haven't talked to, because we've done a few articles and I've talked to Mike Held, who is one of the creators. He's like the creative mind behind Wolverblade, and they're working together. His team is working together with another company, I can't remember the name now, to make this game. And it looks amazing. It's like a side-scroller beating up. At E3, I didn't really see a huge amount. I just saw like a montage video of all of the IDs at Xbox.
Yeah.
So that's why I mentioned, Wolverblade was in there. That's why I mentioned No Man's Sky, because that was PS4 and Wolverblade, I believe, is Xbox One only. Hyperlight Drifter is cross, and that looks really cool. It's like 16-bit RPG. Hyperlight Drifter looks really exciting.
Sweet.
There's a lot of really good indie games, or really good-looking indie games coming out. And it's great that Microsoft and Sony are giving them more.
They're getting more time now.
Exactly, more time, more funding to create a decent product. Because with the original Xbox indie programs, there was 1 or 2 all-right games where you could tell that it was an indie game because there were glitches and the graphics were bad. But you could really see the potential in it, and I'm glad that they've finally seen the potential in these games and decided to give them more support.
Yeah, it's definitely a gem for indie developers.
Definitely, yeah. The next gen is definitely for indie.
Yeah. And it's good though because it kind of opens up the market for more indie developers to join, but it also kind of makes it more competitive as well because then you're going to get these big, first party developers and that lot, and now which are highly competitive anyway. But then you get this little side market of the indie games, and they're also competing with each other as well. So instead of them being, I'm just going to produce something I did in 10 minutes, and going, there you go, I'll put £5 on it. They're actually making games which some of them, especially got stuff like Resogun. As an indie game was fantastic, and that is still seen to many PS4 players as a great game, and because of the benchmark it sets and so on, which is really, it's good.
The only thing that I'm a bit cautious about is whether you might lose what makes indie games so great, especially when they're giving them more funding, because the more money that you give an indie developer, the more professional the game's going to look. And sometimes with an indie game, I like that it's
the rough around.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, and you can tell that it's not perfect, but it's like you can tell that the love of the developers went into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas with the really big games, it just all of that sort of like personal input and personal experience, the personal touch seems to get lost in which is probably why I have such a thing against Ubisoft and the Assassin's Creed series, just because I feel like the original Assassin's Creed game was something really quite special, but now they've just bled it dry.
Yeah,
they have absolutely.
The thing is, the milk
drained it.
It's going to come out every year, that's what they know.
Exactly,
and we know, and that's the thing, and because of that, I mean, it's obviously started off really well, the Assassin's Creed series, and it's going to come out now. You see, it's going to be yearly, isn't it? It's going to be an annual game.
Or it could be 2 games a year now if they keep making previous gen and next gen versions.
Yeah, which will be a shame, really. But then again, because I think that kind of takes it away the good or the decency of that game. Because sometimes when you've got a title, for example, like Uncharted 4, it's not. The games like that come around once every so often, and The Last of Us and that kind of thing. And I'm so psyched that it's coming out on PS4 this year, The Last of Us, because it was such a good game on PS3 that everyone loves. It's Game of the Year, all that, and I can't wait to play it. But that's games like that come out every so often, every few years or 3 years, 4 years that they turn them around. But the attention to detail that goes into it makes them worth the wait. As opposed to, another Assassin's Creed game, I'm just going to trade mine and get the next one. Do you know what I mean?
It's the same with like other series. Like the new FIFA game, I really wasn't that. I'm gonna get it, obviously, because there's it's FIFA. I'm gonna get it. There's no competition to it. But as soon as there's decent competition, I'll say fuck you, EA, and just
will there ever be a decent competition?
Switch over to Pro Evo.
Yeah, but like today, I wanted to play a game before I left here, and couldn't access the service. Yeah. No reason why. I just said that I needed an Origin account to play the game, even though obviously I've had an Origin account since like FIFA 10 or whatever. Yeah. So I've been able to play them all. So I just don't know. I don't know what the fuck EA are doing, to be honest. And I look at FIFA 15, and I think to myself, the graphics are a bit better, and
physics.
Yeah, but everything they're saying, new improved skill engine, new improved first touch, new improved. That's exactly what they were saying with FIFA 14.
It's what they said FIFA 12.
What I think is funny actually is that they always try and change the tagline. Like in FIFA 15, it's been like feel the game.
Yeah.
It's like feel this, feel the players. The players have more personality. It's just like FIFA,
It's just like eventually it's going to be like FIFA 20, and it's just like another one.
Yeah, basically. There's no point in any marketing.
This again.
It'll just say football. Fuck it.
The same as last year, but slightly better graphics.
Yeah. Or like FIFA 30 is just going to be, what the fuck else are you going to buy? The massive question.
FIFA 30. It's FIFA 29 in cover.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're just doing like World Cup editions or like just to try and make that extra buck, probably.
And it's like the main change to any FIFA game in the past 6 years, 5 years at least, the main change has been what footballer is on the front cover.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's the biggest change.
It's not even that much
I was going to say, it's been
Rooney or Messi.
Rooney or Messi. This year, I think it's going to be
Rooney and Messi.
Yeah, and Ronaldo, I think. Ronaldinho, sorry. I think this year it's going to be Messi, Oxlade-Chamberlain, putting out there. Messi, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then maybe Neymar.
I think Sterling.
No, it can't be Neymar because it can't be two English people. Only one English people.
No, it'll be Sterling and Messi.
Sterling, Messi. There has to be one more.
Paolo.
Can't be Paolo. Who's really big? Who's good at the moment? Who's really big? It's whoever's going to make the biggest impact in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Robin van Persie. Maybe.
Yeah. Never mind.
Don't want a Man United kit on the front cover. I
Yeah,
can't remember the last time there was when Rooney was on the front.
Bloody hell.
Anyway, rant over.
That is covering a lot of games.
That is.
Heck of a lot, actually.
Very, very well done.
So,
Let's just sign off.
yeah.
Well then, thanks very much for listening to this extended version of the podcast, episode 19.
The E3 special.
Yeah, I'm surprised we've got this far.
19 weeks of podcasts.
Well,
more than
it's
that.
probably
More
been
than
about
that,
22
We
weeks.
missed a couple.
Yeah.
Although we
19.
did do a couple in 1 week once.
Yeah,
So
very
who
true.
knows?
But hey,
Very nice. But next week we're up to 20.
good fun now.
Yeah. Christ.
Nearly 21.
I was going to say, are we going to have a big party when we're 21?
You're gonna have to.
We should get
That's
party.
when we release one of the drunk casts.
Yeah. 21, we should get party poppers.
Strippers.
Let off at the very beginning, and maybe
Strippers.
some of the Oh yeah, because that makes really good podcasts. Strippers. It's like, well, guys, you can't see this, but it's
We're having the time of our lives.
it is so hot.
You can't see this, but all of us are getting head right now. Are giving head right now.
You can't see this, but Steve got the ropiest stripper I've ever seen.
Then again, she'd probably be cheap.
Oh yeah, true. And we are working on a budget,
Yeah.
especially after we bought party poppers
Exactly.
and hats.
Yeah.
We have to get hats and cake.
That's all our money covers.
Yeah, exactly. So, never mind. Anyway.
Alright, yeah, so, thanks very much for listening again. An extra minute of crap there for you, that was.
If we can draw it out, we can get an hour.
We can talk shit about strippers and parties for 21st.
I'm sure if I just talk like this, there'll be a point where it just keeps going.
This is going to get going. Eventually, we're going to get to an
It
hour.
will be just like How I Met Your Mother, like series after season after
Series
season.
after season.
Season 21.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Fuck you,
Still hasn't read his mother.
I'm going to be watching some Archer tonight.
Oh, good man, good man.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, by the way. Next gen console owners. Archer. If you've not watched Archer on your next gen,
We're not being paid to say that, by the way.
it's on
We just
Netflix.
love the show.
Watch it right now, this second.
Yeah.
In like 10. Oh my god, it was 57. I thought it was 58. We're not going to be able to
We're not
pull this
gonna
out.
make it.
No.
No, we can't do that. We might as well sign off now.
Yeah. So
do
to my right is Mr. Stephen Riley, aka Kalius. Thank you very much for your time. I'm glad you enjoyed your games from E3, man. I'm glad you enjoyed your Alpha and Beta.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being part of this.
Oh my god.
Panel.
Would you stop saying thank you?
Anyway.
Thank you for telling me not to say thank you. Thank you.
Fucking Canadian. Anyway.
To my left is Alec Ward, aka Alex Pillick. Got it right there. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. It's
Hope
my
you enjoyed
pleasure.
your time on this extended podcast.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was possibly the best podcast I've done today.
Yeah,
Excellent.
today.
Today.
Not today, that's today.
Today, yeah, not to
Today.
date. Today.
So, we check us out on our website,
Yeah.
www.implaying.co.uk.
Yeah,
You got it right.
The Twitter is probably going to be something like
At I'm
at
underscore playing, I believe.
It is.
YouTube is YouTube TV.
No, it's I'm
YouTube
playing.
TV.
I'm
It's
playing.
I'm playing TV.
I'm playing TV, yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. I'm playing TV.
Facebook is Facebook.com/I'm playing.
So
We're on Twitch.
Well,
Twitch.
yeah.
What else are we on? Alex usually does this.
Yeah.
We have no idea. Maybe we should be on LinkedIn as well.
Fucking LinkedIn.
Who is on LinkedIn? I keep getting messages saying your friend has sent you a LinkedIn request.
LinkedIn.
Anyway,
That's why I fucking hate that.
I think. Oh, are we on? We are on Google Plus.
It's just an unneeded extra social media.
anyway, should we sign off?
Oh, wait, I've got 2 minutes to rant about.
Fucking LinkedIn. Sweet.
And I am Conrad Window, aka Rom Nom Nom. Thank you very much for your time.
Cheers, guys.
Catch you later.
Bye.